From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Well, hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen, and you're listening to a special For the People broadcast announcing our return to the airways. We have not been on the air for about 3 months, and I have missed reporting the news. And we've been keeping up with the news about what's going on. Today, Jay Inslee, Washington governor, puts his candidacy in for president of the United States, along with a slew of other Democrats, along with Susan Warren and Cory Booker and Juan Castro. The list goes on, and it's a mounting list, a very interesting list for 2020. And today we're going to be talking a little politics, but also how we're going to revamp For the People and how you can be a part of that. And I'm very excited to be able to have this opportunity to address some of the key issues with For the People. As many of you may realize, Chuck Harder was the original host of For the People. He died last April, and we miss him immensely. He was a good friend of mine, a great mentor of mine, and I knew Chuck when I was a kid back in the 1980s when he was on WMCA in New York City. So a long history and a friend of my father's. We miss Chuck. He was a pioneer, a legend in radio for every respect. People have started radio careers because of this guy. Long story short, we want to keep that legacy alive. And for 4.5 years I had hosted the broadcast with Chuck having health problems, in and out of the hospital, then finally into a nursing home where he passed away last April of health issues. And Chuck wants the show to continue. I know he did. And he invited me to take over the broadcast and keep the flame going. And he knew how important it was to be able to have truth in media, where 85%, did you know, this is a very interesting statistic, 85% of journalists are registered Democrats. It's no wonder people are not getting the truth. It's no wonder people are so deluded or delusional. It's because they're ill-informed. It's a shame, but it's true. 85%. It's just an alarming amount of people who say that they don't have an agenda, but they do. They hate Donald Trump, and they will not. It pains them to say anything good about Donald Trump. For instance, yes, he went to Hanoi. It wasn't a good deal for the United States. So NBC, with their Today Show with Huda out of New York, and the producers, the summit with Kim Jong-un crumbles. It was good that it crumbled. It wasn't a bad thing. Un wanted to keep his nukes and wanted all the tariffs, all the sanctions to be taken down, armistice, removed, and it is total freedom. And Trump said, bull, that ain't happening. I'm out of here. They didn't even have lunch. It was a smart move diplomatically because he knew he was being tooled. They're going to meet again, but if it's not right, it's not right. But you're not going to get honest headlines. You're going to get a skewed view of Donald Trump and this annoying Russia investigation, and Cohen coming out saying what a liar. This guy is the liar of liars. I listened to the testimony. This guy deserves to go to jail. He lied to Congress. He lied to everybody. To embezzlement of his taxes, you name it. The guy is a fraud. And he tried to get a reduced sentence, but there's no collusion. Again, we knew this. And so what if Donald Trump was, before he ran for president, was thinking about building a building in Moscow? Who cares? That's what he did. That's what they do. That's what the Trump organization does. Who cares? Guy is not a KGB operative. He's not a pawn of the Russian government because he wanted to build a building in Moscow. What do real estate developers do anyway? I think they scout out locations. And by the way, Donald Trump has scouted out a lot of locations, including Tampa, Florida. It just didn't work out. Some deals don't work out. That means collusion? Oh, my dear God. Ladies and gentlemen, how can you help? GoFundMe. We have a page set up. We have a new structure with For the People. Our corporate office is in Michigan. Megan is our office manager, and she's a guru. She does all the business management, handles the money, the structure, everything that needs to be done. And we have figured it this way, to do it on a shoestring budget, but we can keep everything going, $12,000 a year. Okay? So we'd like to raise as much as we possibly can. If we only raise $6,000, that's half the year. But if we raise more than that, then that's more, so we don't have to go on as much. But NPR it has 2 fundraisers a year. And that's what a lot of Christian radio stations are due to operate it. So that's the way we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to fund this. So GoFundMe, you can type in Keith Allen, Keith, and then ALAN, or if you're on any of our pages on Facebook, you can just click on the link and it'll take you right there. But Keith space Allen, ALAN, and you can read about the campaign and about For the People and our mission, what we're doing. And the bottom line is, folks, we need For the People more than ever. And we have such a wonderful base of people around the country that have enjoyed this broadcast immensely for years, have learned so much, and have depended on the broadcast. And if we all chip in and do our part, and I'm going to do mine, we can reach our goal. And we can go back on the air. Now, a lot of people have asked, going back on the air, how many hours are you going to do it? We're going to commit to 5 hours a week. That's an hour a day, Monday through Friday. We can go 2 hours as stations tell us that they can want an extra hour, and we'll do that as it makes sense. But an hour, it's 5 hours a week, Monday through Friday, the times to be announced. We got to reach our goal, folks. And to do that, you can get things started right now at GoFundMe. You can go to forthepeopleshow.com and then just click on the banner. On our Facebook page, there's a banner, you can click there, or you can just go to GoFundMe.com and type in Keith and then ALAN, and it'll come up. You'll see the For the People logo, and you can make a donation securely with any credit card or bank card. We immensely appreciate your generosity through the years and your patience, but this is a new day for the People. This is a way that we can take back the airwaves, take back this country. We cannot afford to lose 2020. We just cannot do it. And I'll tell you, with vengeance, the left will fight to do what they can. Believe me, they've been trying for 4 years just about to get Trump out. And believe me, they are trying like the Dickens, as my grandmother used to say, to get rid of him. We have to be here to report on what's going on, let the nation know exactly what's happening inside of Washington, and also the lying mainstream media. I just got done telling you not too many minutes ago that 85% of journalists are registered Democrats. And that's alarming, folks. We knew that most of the networks are in it and in cahoots. They loved Obama. They did not get critical of Barack Obama for anything. They were in love with him. It was a love fest. And they said the same thing about Bill Clinton until the Monica Lewinsky scandal. But even after that, he was quickly forgiven. Remember, he was impeached, but they kept him in the White House. They didn't remove him. A lot of people wanted it, but they didn't. Remember, I rented out the Lincoln bedroom and just for fundraisers and just all sorts of antics. that the left does that just degraded. I'm sure Abraham Lincoln would have really loved to rent out his bedroom. I just thought it was a disgrace, distasteful. As my mother says, uncouth. All the same. Well, if you live long enough, you get all these sayings, and you know who said them to you, and you can refer them back to them. So, exactly, you can blame them. So that kind of works out here. So, folks, we're back on this podcast right now, telling you that we're going back on the air, but we need your help to be able to do it. And we want to just secure this once and for all. So if you can give a one-time donation of a little bigger than you've done before or have never done before, you may want to give the first $1,000. You may want to kick it off right now with $10, $25. Some of you just you can't afford $10. $5 might work, but whatever you can do, let's get it going. But the sooner we get to our goal, the quicker we can get back on the air. And I am hoping that we can just take care of this once and for all. I'm praying. I want you to pray along with us. I do believe that God blesses and will bring the people together that have the means to be able to do so and be able to. And I just believe that it will happen because I've seen just too many wonderful things happen, just like Megan up in Michigan to run the business end of For the People. And she's terrific. She's a gifted writer. Just a terrific person all around, through and through, and honored to have her run things, take care of things. And we're both taking a very tiny salary, about $200 a month or so. It just barely nothing. So, anywho, I want you to know that we are going to work hard for you. We're going to give you the information that's pertinent to the candidates, to the politicians that you see on the news every day, the columnists, the news that is important to you, that affects you and I. We will be on it. And we're a little of everything, from politics to healthcare, from healthcare to outer space. We talk about, lifestyle issues as well, anything that affects you and I. If it's water cooler discussion, most likely we're going to be talking about it, but from a uniquely conservative point of view, and we are going to keep things very classy, as we always do on For the People. And because we have really a class act that listens to the broadcast, and they say, I enjoy listening to For the People. I enjoy the broadcast. I like Keith Allen. I like the direction this is going in. And increasingly, we got to fight for America, folks. The liberal agenda is destroying this country. We saw what 8 years of Barack Obama did. This is so pivotal, so vital, in my opinion, that we have more broadcasts like For the People on the air. And a lot of our listeners have said, Keith, and you were one of the first. I have listeners saying one of the first to announce Donald Trump running for president. Chuck Harder had given his book to Trump, and Trump responded via letter saying that he would consider a lot of what Chuck had to say in his book, Will We Ever Learn? And knew who Chuck was and gave him a lot of good advice. Donald Trump's not a perfect president, but he has made such a difference in our economy, in our military, in minorities in this country, to the middle class, etc., to build this country up bigger than ever, better than ever, and has made such headway. At no praises given on the major networks at all, but we will continue doing that, talking about the things that Donald Trump is doing, the things that matter to you and I, the things that really matter at the end of the day, things that you will not hear on the nightly news. You won't hear it on The View. But you'll hear it on For the People, and uniquely we'll do that. But it's going to take your support to do it, and we're counting on you to go to GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com, and just type in Keith Allen, KeithAllan, or on our Facebook page at For the People Show. There's a banner. It'll take you right there. Our goal, $12,000, $6,000 for 6 months. $12,000 for the entire year, and that is a shoestring budget. Covers the internet, the phone, our website, equipment, our rent, and a tiny